Pemi Valley Habitat for Humanity. This is on Highland Street, and it used to be a market here. There's a name, I can't remember the name of the market right now, but very well known, and it's been vacant lot for quite a while. And we ended up coming in, we had to tear up the cement, and we dug a cellar. So we'll have a full cellar, and we're building a small house here, very humble quarters, single story, 3 bedrooms, under 1,000 square feet. Nice to heat, great on utilities, great location, and very fitting for the size of the family that's moving in, a mother with 2 sons. So it's a great size house. We did a few things to this house to make sure that it did not intrude in the neighborhood. We wanted to, come on out front here, we'll take a look. So we built the porch out front, and that really brought the home to the neighborhood. It really fits the neighborhood now. We didn't want something that would just be a cookie cutter house stamped in the middle of the neighborhood, really sticking out like a sore thumb. We wanted something that would provide, you know, local improvements over this vacant lot. So it didn't, I mean, it really fits the house. As you can see, we have our stud-a-thon studs, our painted studs that are all local businesses that have been supportive of Habitat for a long time, and this is the first time we've done, so we have to buy these studs anyways. So what we do is we offer local businesses and groups the opportunity to help us fundraise by purchasing a stud, and then they have the opportunity to decorate it. It gives a little bit of publicity to their organization or their business, and then we frame with them. And it's really all about people knowing what we're doing here. We had spent 5 years in Bristol building 4 homes, and we wanted to reconnect with our local area here in Plymouth. So this was really the goal of this build, was high visibility, to just let people know that we're building. We always need volunteers.
And tell me a little bit about that as far as somebody who's never volunteered and they don't have much building experience. Like
love them. We love people like that. So today we have our crew outside. Sharon Williams is here painting the house with a lot of their staff, and Corey Schwartz is the manager there, and he really organized Sharon Williams' turnout. So they're here painting today. We'll have the entire house painted in one day, which is huge. And it would take volunteers, 2 or 3 people, 2 weeks to do this, 3 weeks to do something like this. So regardless of your skill set, those extra 2 hands make all the difference. Even if it's just holding these studs together while somebody that knows what they're doing is nailing, it just makes it that much easier. Or running to get some shingles and bringing the shingles up onto the roof, or filling cement as we were doing earlier. You don't have to be this experienced contractor to have an impact. And that is why in only, I want to say we've got 34 days roughly in building, and this is where we're at in 34 days. It's all volunteering. And it's just many hands make for light work. That's one of our sayings at Habitat now. That's something that we're really trying to connect with the volunteer base and saying, we can do this, and we can do it quick if we're all working together.
And having fun.
And having fun. I mean, that's the big thing. We're here every weekend. We have food. We've had Subway has been donating lunch to the crew with whoever's here on Fridays and Saturdays. We also have a few local Catholic groups that have been bringing, I say Catholic, a few groups that are providing lunch as well, like family, like home style food. So that's fantastic as well. Dunkin' Donuts has been bringing breakfast on Friday mornings, which is great. We're trying to become more volunteer accessible.
Okay.
Right now, if you show up on Friday or Saturday, we're most likely building, because now everything is inside. So PemiValleyHabitat.org, Pemi Valley Habitat Facebook page, and we also have Pemi Valley Habitat volunteers. If you follow any of those, you'll get notices of what the build schedule is. That's the way we've been communicating now. But basically just show up or call. You can call the office, 536-1333.
I'll put it all on.
Yeah, and that's one thing where they can get information. The Restore staff, they're well versed with what the scheduling is, and they are 100% on board with what's happening here. So they love it when volunteers show up and they go right down Highland Street, and if they're busy, come right back to the Restore. We could use your help here too. So there's plenty of stuff going on for volunteers. So we have 3 more properties in Plymouth that are our properties that we're ready to build on. But we have foundations to put in and whatnot. We're discussing the next set of volunteering and what the next step is with us. We recently merged with the Lakes region, so we also have an obligation in that area. Dale and Tom, I'll mention them, they have been here nearly every single day, and we've been working together on this house since the end of June, and I think they've been here every day. Rain, when we're working, it doesn't matter. And then they've started working with us last year on some of our smaller projects. So it was a great transition between the two, from the smaller project to this really engaging project. And rewarding, I hope. They say it is, so I believe it.
On this episode of The Focus, brought to you by PBTV, we highlighted on Plymouth State's annual homecoming. On this segment, we covered the grand opening of Plymouth's newest dorm, Merrill Place. All of the dorm's founders and benefactors joined together to cut the Merrill Place ribbon and to enjoy a night of events with cocktails, food, and alumni.
Lots of thanks go all the way around to the town leaders that helped us get this going, the trustees who had the vision to see this happening and the trust to make it happen, the contractors and construction architects who made this happen in 2 years from concept to existence. So many thanks to all of you, and I hope you get a chance to get in there and see what it actually looks like. So thank you very much.
Secondly, we made our way down to the Foley Field to interview alumni about their Plymouth State experience and the topic of homecoming.
My name is Tony Mann, and I graduated in 1991. Okay. I was a member of the football team as well, from 87 to 90.
Okay. Now, what'd you major in? What'd you study?
I was got a Bachelor of Science in Marketing.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Nice. So, and then also obviously football was very special to me. You can see we've got a thing called the Gridiron Club. So a bunch of football alumni got together and we started this year. Oh. So it's kind of like a booster program for the football program. We're raising as much money as we can. We're selling T-shirts today featuring our logo on the front, and we got homecoming on the back.
Nice.
So we're selling those. We launched our tent, and we're basically going to raise a lot of money for the program and for helping build a new field here.
And that's just all alumni doing this all together?
So it's alumni, and we got introduction with parents as well today. And with the parents, they're going to end up taking the tent with them after today so they can have it for every home and away game.
My name is Jay Cordera. I graduated in 2005 with a meteorology degree, and now I'm a faculty member in the meteorology program.
Okay, so how do you feel about being also an alumni, but also a faculty? You were on the other side of the wall, and now you're kind of a teacher,
it's really great for being able to interact with students, because I can tell them that, I know what it's like to go out on Thursday nights and have classes on Fridays, and I know what it's like to, have the same classes and even have some of the same faculty members, and that makes me be able to relate to the students a lot more, and they come to me, I mentor them, I advise them, they're willing to ask me questions that they might not be able to ask some of their other faculty. I've been in their shoes before.
Yeah, of course. How would you kind of describe your Plymouth State experience here, your 4 years here?
My Plymouth State experience was fantastic. I took advantage of a lot of different things. I went to a lot of different sporting events. I was always in the hub. I was always in the library. I had a great peer group, hung out with a lot of great friends. Still great friends with a lot of those same people. The opportunity to come back to teach here was a no-brainer. I had the opportunity to come back. I applied for the job. They offered it to me, and it was yes, 100%. Okay. I love Plymouth. This is home. So coming back to work here and seeing all these people come back for homecoming every year is fantastic.
Brandon Mitchell. I graduated from Plymouth State University in 2017.
Oh, okay, so like not too long ago, huh?
Yeah, last May.
Oh, okay. And how would you feel about your PSU experience? How would you describe it in a couple words?
Plymouth State, I'd say it's growing and there's a lot of potential for new students here. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, with all the new buildings around here, all the potential with other things around here too.
Yeah, for me, myself, I played on the football team for 4 years, and that was definitely a great experience for me, and definitely helped me with my studies and everything. And I'd say the school, it's going in a good direction over here.
Do you think being on the football team for 4 years kind of shaped yourself in a way at PSU, your experience here?
It definitely made me a much better student, and that's what it's all about at the end. You know, all these alumni that are here, they graduated from here, so that means they were able to get it together, be successful. Right. And it's good to see a lot of them back here. It's been awesome.
Hello there, here I'm standing with
Morgan Navarro from Marketing Communications at Plymouth State University.
And the Panther Prowl just started right now. And so what is the point of Panther Prowl?
So the Panther Prowl, this is the first year we're doing it. It is a organized motorcycle ride through the White Mountains with a stop in Franconia for lunch, where President Donald Burks will meet the riders, and then they'll follow another course heading back to Plymouth State. And the intended effort is to raise money for scholarships for students in the North Country.
And how many people would you say showed up today?
We had about 10 show up.
Awesome, well, thank you very much.
Last week at Plymouth Regional High School, the teams all played a well-fought homecoming game. To start us off was the girls' volleyball team on Wednesday, September 20th, taking a 3-0 win over Kingswood. And it's going to be a Plymouth point off the block. To finish the first set, Khalila Abdul-Jabbar earned an ace, getting Plymouth an early win in the first set of the match. Plymouth trailed Kingswood the entire second set, until they were able to come out on top with the 25-21 victory. Anja Swanson had the ace to finish the second set for Plymouth. In the third set, Plymouth started with a 6-1 lead. They were able to capture the win in the final with a final ace again by Khalila Abdul-Jabbar. The girls' volleyball team will take on Kennett High School on Wednesday, October 5th at 5 o'clock on Pemmy Baker TV. The girls' soccer team ended in a 1-1 tie with Kennett High School on Friday, September 22nd. In this game, Kennett's goalkeeper was a shining star on the field. Plymouth was able to get a number of shots off, but this young keeper was able to keep the ball out of the net until late in the first half. In the backfield for Plymouth, Emily Boyd controlled the entire game by not letting Kennett get a good shot off on her goalkeeper, Jenna Flaherty. Boyd was all over the field, coming up with great defensive tackles with a strong and disciplined style of play. The Bobcats dominated the entire first half, earning them a goal by Taylor Schamberger with just 2 minutes left in the first half.
Great shot, and it is in.
Oh
and
my
Plymouth
gosh.
has finally gotten a point on
Holy
this board
mackerel.
in the first half.
In spite of all those helpful fans telling her what to do with the ball, it worked out.
Both teams came out of halftime with a lot of energy, which caused for an exciting second half. With 8 minutes left, Kennett had one sole breakaway, which gave them one goal on the board. Plymouth was not able to find the back of the net, which caused this game to go into double overtime.
She can still put it up. Good ball.
Nice ball.
Who's there?
Oh, just
Holy mackerel, another great save by this keeper.
The game did end in a 1-1 tie with Kennett High School. The girls' soccer team will take on Kingswood High School on Tuesday, October 10th at 4 o'clock for their senior day game. Following the girls' soccer game, the Plymouth boys' soccer team faced Kennett High School as well. In this game, the score was a bit different than the girls. Plymouth had a 3-0 game against Kennett High School. In this game, we saw a different type of game plan from Kennett High School than we saw in the girls' game. Here, Kennett was very defense-oriented. It looked as though they were more focused on not letting Plymouth get a shot off than taking a shot for themselves. But the majority of this game was played in Kennett's half of the field, which did earn Plymouth 3 quick goals. The game did have to end just short of 70 minutes due to how dark the field was getting. A shining star in this boys' game was Luke Johnstone. He came back on the field late in the second half, scoring Plymouth's third and final goal of the game.
It's a chip shot.
Nice shot.
Did that go in?
That did go in.
Is that no fluke, Luke?
It was.
The boys soccer team will take on Kingswood High School Wednesday, October 11th for their senior day game. The game will be aired on October 12th at 4 o'clock. On Saturday, the football team finished off homecoming week with an excellent team win over Bow, two teams that competed in last year's championship game down at UNH. To start off the game, defense forced Bow to punt off their first drive, giving Plymouth the ball. On Plymouth's second offensive play, Nolan Farina took the ball to get Plymouth their first touchdown of the game.
And there he goes, he's breaking away, he's wide open. He is running away from them all. He's going to go all the way for a touchdown. Second play on offense for Plymouth.
Great run, great play.
On the drive for Bow, Garrett Maycomer came up with the stop in the backfield to cause Bow to lose yards.
That's Garrett Maycomer from his defensive end position.
Following the play for a loss of yardage, Bow was able to find their way into the end zone for their first touchdown. Trailing Bow's kickoff, Plymouth returned the ball for a second touchdown.
Out to the side.
Looks good, it looks good on the
down
side.
sideline. He can't catch him if he keeps going. Here he is.
There he goes again, he's going
all the way down the sideline for a quick, talk about getting it back right away. Jordan Dosen goes the distance on the kickoff return. Went up to the line of scrimmage and we think he's going to pass, and we're right after him. And there it is at the line of scrimmage. Got to hold on to him. He's driving him. I think that was Colby Moore. Wouldn't let him out.
Even though Plymouth's pass and attack was very effective, so was their rushing attack.
It's Owen Brickley cutting it upfield. He's going to go wide. He's got an opening going down the sideline. He's cutting back, and he goes down, but what a great gain. Up to the 50-yard line, close to it. And good blocking out there again.
In the second quarter, Garrett Maycomer ran the ball into the end zone for his second touchdown of the game, completely untouched. Plymouth's defense stepped up big for the rest of the half. Bow was trying to run the ball, but Plymouth's defense did not allow it.
Quick handoff to Maycomber. He rumbles, carries 3 or 4 guys.
How do you as a
Another 4 yards.
How do you as a defense, one play you're trying to deal with someone like Berkeley or Farina, who are so quick and shifty, and then the next play you got to deal with McCumber, who's just plowing through 8 guys at once.
Ben Olmsted later passed to Jordan Dosen, getting another touchdown for Plymouth.
You can't stay with him.
Beautiful pass.
Sebastian Bolio is just a sophomore.
Their last touchdown of the half was ran by Maycomer straight into the end zone.
Of course, it's Garrett. A shotgun position. Here he goes. He's going to be looking. He's going to go. He's not going to get away from Jacob Lamb, and the ball comes out.
Starting off the second half, Olmsted made a beautiful pass to Dosen for the first touchdown of the half.
Alone in the middle of the field. He's running through 2 guys, and he gets it over to the end zone. I can't believe it. Second offensive play of the second half. And Dosen goes, beats his man, comes back for the ball.
After this final touchdown, Plymouth started to play some of their reserve players.
So this game is over.
Yeah. So Paul, big win for the Bobcats.
Big win.
After the game, Justin Swirsky had a chance to talk with Coach Chris Sanborn.
Coach Sanborn, we'll start right off here. I mean, not really what anybody was expecting, especially in the first half. What went right for you guys?
Well, I think we got a couple breaks, but we played fast. You know, we 2 plays in the game, we had a touchdown. They came down and scored, and we took the kickoff back for a touchdown. You know. And so we, put some points on it. We played fast, played aggressive. We executed up front pretty well. I thought the boys up front did a great job. We've been working on it. The boys, they just really, really worked hard. And someone asked, "We looking forward to Bow?" I said, "Looking forward to Bow." We had Kennett and Laconia the last 2 weeks, 2 of our biggest rivals. You know what I mean? And we certainly weren't looking to Bow until last Monday. And the kids did a great job getting ready. We talked about execution, and Bow came on a different defense, and the kids had to execute. And the biggest thing is talking about those young linemen. That, they don't have the experience. I thought they did a great job. We're anchored by Dylan Hickson in there. He's our senior captain. You got Thias Sylvia, who's a senior, Camden McDonald, Seth Sawyer, Stephen Shue, Patrick Malma went down early on in the game there after the touchdown return on the kickoff, on the PAT. Those guys working the tail off, getting better. And a couple mistakes they made. They came off the field before they got to. They said, "Coach, I know what I did wrong. Here's what I did wrong," and that's what we're working on. And they've been really working their tail off, getting better. And, you know, we got some speed, we're doing some things, and it comes down to execution. But it also comes down to kids wanting it. You know, this homecoming game, rematch or championship, and we put a challenge on them and say, look, we're not yelling at you this week, we're not doing any of that. Here it is, here's a game plan, you got to do it. And they did it. You know, they had a great week of practice, really got after it, and I was proud of them. They did a great job.
Coach, it seems like somebody different every week really stepping up. This week, Jordan Dosen, 3 touchdowns early on. He really didn't even play at all the second half. What were your expectations offensively coming into today against a team that hasn't given up a score coming into today? And how can you bring that forward to next week?
Well, that's a good team over there. First of all, I know we got up 35-6 the half, and 2 plays in the second half. We got the running time, 42-6. I know they scored a few against a second group, a couple onside kicks. I was a little disappointed with that they did that, but you know, if that's how they want to play the game, they go ahead. We don't do that. But you know, we wanted to play fast, and offensively we wanted to use the speed. We didn't know how we could match up with them up front, kind of challenge the kids, and I thought we matched up with them pretty well up front. Thought the kids did a good job. They took it serious. You know, we always say may not be bigger. We want to be tougher, and sometimes that's mentally tougher. You want to get in the trenches. You got to sacrifice yourself, and you know, the boys up front did a good job. You know, adjusted on the fly, and the running backs held on the ball, ran hard. Maycomer had a nice touchdown where he was tackled in the backfield and just went in for a touchdown. They played well.